Hello, everybody, and welcome to Entrepreneurs International Network Weekly Training. My name is Iman Agai. I am the founder of Entrepreneurs International Network and your host for today, along with my co-organizer, Robert Evans, who is not right now on the call, but he's going to log in the next few minutes. And then he's going to continue working with you and Penelope for the rest of the event. But I'm super, super excited for this meeting because we have Penelope Jane Smith in the house who is going to talk about the financial freedom formula. We had Penelope at one of our events a few weeks ago, and she blew people's mind, and everybody was like, oh my God, like we really needed to have this information. So we invited her to come here and join us for an Entrepreneurs International Network session. So let me quickly introduce Penelope to you, and I'll pass off the stage to her, where she has a great presentation ready for you that she can introduce all the information to you. So Penelope is the premier financial freedom mentor for entrepreneurs, an acclaimed international speaker and author of the Little Book of Prosperity. She has helped thousands of business owners achieve financial independence, and now she's sharing the exact formula with you. So that's the quickest introduction I can give to Penelope with all the great work, but she has her story, so I don't want to overdo her introduction. And with that, Penelope, welcome to Entrepreneurs International Network, and thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Iman. I'm so happy to be here. I'm super excited. And if you're joining Iman and Robert and I here, I really want to acknowledge you for carving out the time to be here today because I know you're super busy. I know you have a million things going on in your business, a million things you could do, should do. It's so easy to get caught up in the day to day and put off things that might not seem super urgent in the moment, but are super important, like saving and investing for the future, right? So many people keep kicking that can down the road until they're 70 years old and they don't have enough money for retirement, or they just fork all their money over to a financial advisor, usually the person who their parents used or a college friend, and they just, hope it all turns out. So instead, you're here. You're investing in yourself and your financial future, and that is awesome. So I encourage you to give yourself a pat on the back. Say, congratulations for being here. Oh, yeah, I'm awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. So we're talking about financial freedom, and I'd like to start off by sharing a little bit about how I got here and why I'm so passionate about this, because I think I'm meeting everyone on this call for the first time, which is really unusual, but I don't see anybody I recognize. And I've been in this business for a long time. I'm, not a spring chicken. I'm definitely a seasoned chicken at this point. So hopefully it's okay if I share a little bit about where I'm coming from. I got this concept of financial freedom, that this was a thing, in my mid 20s. And I took $10,000 of my own money. Over the next 4 years, I turned it into over $6 million of real estate. So I was on track to retire, to be financially free by the time I was 31. And then the real estate market crashed. And it was like, it felt like overnight. Everything changed. My credit was ruined. I lost my beautiful home for foreclosure. And I struggled and struggled and just like did everything I could to try to make ends meet. And at the end of the day, I had to give up. I was forced to declare bankruptcy. So I felt like a total failure. And then right around that time, while I was in the middle of losing everything, I got invited to participate in this high-level mastermind group on Richard Branson's private island. Have you heard of this place, Necker Island? I show you a picture of it because it's really beautiful. So this was a $50,000 investment for the 6-day mastermind, no refunds, no payment plans. And what you have to understand is that I had less than $1,000 to my name at this point, and no credit since my credit was trashed. Um, the only thing I did have was this strong intuitive hit that I was supposed to be there. And I was like, really, self? What's that about? Okay, well, then you're gonna have to help me make this happen. And amazingly, I did it, and I'm happy to share how later. If you're curious, just ask me. But that was the beginning of turning everything around, because the facilitator of that group got up in front of everybody and announced publicly that he wanted to win a Nobel Prize for single-handedly turning the economy around. And I was like, what? This guy's got some like major cojones. And it shifted the conversation in my head. So I started thinking, well, what could I personally do to single handedly turn the global economy around? And there on this billionaire's private island, when everybody else was having like a casino night in the main house, I walked up, climbed the stairs to what's called the crow's nest, which is this little deck at the very top of the island. And I'm sitting there in the warm Caribbean night, gentle breeze, like warm, soft air. And I got the download. I got the answer. So, what I realized was that everybody has their own personal economy that may or may not have anything to do with the economy at large. Like my personal economy was in the tank, okay? Like I was losing everything. But there were people on Necker Island and there were people back home that were having their best year in business ever. And I was like, wow, that's fascinating. So I figured if I could support enough individual entrepreneurs in creating their own personal economy of abundance, then eventually we'd hit a tipping point and that would impact, the region, the state, the nation, the world. And so I started focusing my energy on supporting other entrepreneurs to make more money because that's something I'm really great at. And I started giving microloans to women business owners in Asia, Africa, South America, because I wanted to have a global impact right away. And so, what I'm happy to report now and share with you is that as a byproduct of all of that, my business is pretty awesome now. I'm able to make a healthy seven figures doing what I love while only working like 25, maybe 30 hours a week. So, I have plenty of time to be with my little ones. So, let me show you my favorite photo of my son, Gabriel. He's 7 years old now. And here's my favorite photo with my little baby Michael a few days after he was born. He's 2 years old right now. So here's a more recent picture. This is basically what my life looks like when I'm not working. I have kids all over me. I've been able to cash flow my dream wedding plus awesome vacations all over the world. I have a beautiful new car that makes me feel like queen of the road, built my retirement accounts back up, and I have abundant support in my life so other people handle all the housework, errands, food prep, as well as take care of my kiddos some of the time. So I can do stuff like be here with you today. Like, for example, today, both of my kids are autistic. Both of them are in ABA, which is behavioral therapy. So today, Michael's behavioral therapist punked out at the last minute. But hey, I got to go be with you, right? At the Entrepreneurs International Network. Like, we got stuff to do. So fortunately, I have a nanny and she was able to whisk Michael off to brunch and have a play date and go to the park with him. And I get to be here with you today. I also have a great team in my business, so I can reach more people with my message and not get bogged down in stuff that I don't enjoy or I'm not good at. And now I am happy to say that even though I lost my first home to foreclosure, I now have my beautiful new Barbie dream house with panoramic views of the water, which is where I'm zooming in from today. And it's orders of magnitudes nicer than the house I lost. So that's where I'm coming from and why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you, because I've lived through some people's worst nightmares financially. So I'm here to help. I'm here to help you avoid some of the terrible and painful mistakes that I've made. And if you've faced financial challenges in your own life, I'm here to show you how you can recover, rebuild, and rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Sound good? Okay, thank you. So by the end of our session today, you are going to discover the two types of passive income and how to get more of each, why it's important to create a clear financial freedom vision, a common misunderstanding about passive income that leaves even savvy investors with huge money leaks in their portfolios, three keys to accelerating your journey to financial freedom, and simple steps that you can take right now that your future self will thank you for. So, my intention is to blow your mind and change your life by giving you a roadmap for how you can become financially free, starting from wherever you are right now. And that said, since we're talking about investments, I have to give you a couple quick disclaimers. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't play one on TV. I don't sell financial products or give financial advice. So I'm not going to be like, oh, go buy this stock or anything like that. This training is for educational purposes only. We teach frameworks and methodologies. Second of all, if you're taking a road trip across the country, you need a map, which you're getting right here today. You also need a way of getting there, a way of making the trip, like a car. So I'll share really briefly about Financial Freedom 101. That's my signature 3-day online event. That's like giving you the keys to the car. There's zero pressure to enroll. This training is going to be super helpful all on its own. And if you're serious about getting your money working for you and creating financial freedom, then I would encourage you to consider that as a potential next step. Okay. So we're talking about financial freedom. What exactly does that mean specifically? That's actually a really important question because the number one reason most people don't get what they want is they don't know what they want. It's like Zig Ziglar said, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. So you obviously like the idea of financial freedom or you wouldn't be here, right? But what does that actually look like? How will you know when you have it? In the context of this training, we're going to focus on the final milestone of your financial freedom journey, which is where your money is working so hard for you that you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to, because your investments are generating enough income to cover all your expenses. So the financial freedom formula is this: PI is greater than E. PI is greater than E. What does that mean? Well, E stands for expenses. I'm sure you're already familiar with those. Everything from your rent or mortgage to your yoga classes. And then PI stands for passive income. That's income that comes in whether you're working, sleeping, or playing. The American Internal Revenue Service defines it as income from trade or business activities in which you do not materially participate. So, what are some examples of passive income? I bet you already know some. You're a smart cookie. You've been around the block. So I'm going to invite you to type in the chat and we could do a laser passive income mastermind right here. What are some examples of passive income that you are already aware of? Might get some cool new ideas. Okay, rent. Thank you, Don. Absolutely. Yeah, rental income from real estate. And there's so many ways to do it, even just in real estate. Like you can own the mortgage on a piece of property. You can do lease options and sandwich leases and luxury homes and vacation homes and Airbnb. And you can do triple net leases and commercial properties. And there's so much even just there, right? Or raw land, you can buy raw land for cash and then sell it on terms and create a new passive income stream. So many ideas. Stocks can be, yeah. Share of every business sales could be. Dividends, absolutely. Real estate, yeah, totally. It could even be royalties, right? From publishing a book or licensing your intellectual property. And you have IP as an entrepreneur. One of my clients, she created a formula for a pet health supplement. She licensed it to another company to sell it and manufacture it. And guess how much she makes? $70,000 a month in passive income from that. Isn't that awesome? So I love that. So royalties for sure, dividends and interest, income from vending machines that you own, or any business that doesn't require you being involved as the owner all the time. So there's lots of ways to do it, right? But basically, when your passive income is more than your expenses, now you're in choice about what you do with your time because your assets are going to keep paying for your lifestyle, whether you work or not. So I think that you're already familiar with this concept and you're like, yes, passive income, let's do it, right? But when you think about this, this is really a game changer because the truth is that to be financially free, you don't necessarily need to be debt free. How often have you heard that you have to pay off all your debt before you can invest? Not necessarily. You don't need to own your own home free and clear, although you can. You don't even need to make a lot of money. Some of my clients have never made more than 100 grand a year together and they're millionaires. But you don't even need to be a millionaire. You just have to have more passive income than expenses. And when you focus on that, it helps you really compress the timelines and get there a lot faster because then you're focusing on what my friend Jen Kem calls the right hard things. Okay, so it's not about get rich quick, but when you focus on the right hard things, life gets easier and easier and easier. So if you're ready to see what it'll take for you personally to become financially free, please type in the chat, I'm ready, or bring it on, or yes, or whatever feels authentic to you. I'm ready. All right, LFG, love it. All right, so what's the first step to create financial freedom? This is the 3-step framework that we work with people on. Step 1 is to create a clear financial freedom vision for yourself. This is your desired lifestyle if you didn't have to work for money. Now, of course, you might still choose to work as part of your life purpose and passion, but if money were totally handled, what would you want to do with your life? Now, having a clear vision like that is important because it helps you program your mind to see opportunities, overcome obstacles to making that vision a reality. It's going to guide all the little decisions and actions that you take along the way. It also gives you like an emotional or energetic blueprint that you can tap into and basically help you manifest more quickly. And it also helps you create a plan for how to get there. So tune in to your financial freedom vision Like, where do you live? What kind of car do you drive? What do you do for self-care? What kind of support team do you have? What do you do for fun in your spare time? How often do you travel? What kind of trips do you take? How much money do you contribute to family or friends or causes you believe in? So tune into that vision and that feeling, and then I encourage you to write it down. I have a binder here. It's my money date binder. What's a money date? That's the sacred time in my schedule when I work on my financial stuff. And here I have a tab that says financial vision. And here's a one-page vision statement of like, this is how I roll. This is how I live my life. And when I first wrote it, it was like, oh, this is what I want someday, you know? And now I'm like, thank you, past self, for making this happen. The parts of my financial freedom vision that I'm not fully living now have more to do with the fact that I have two young autistic kids than money. So I encourage you to create ideally a one-page statement, but whatever you want. The point is write it down. And then once you've written it down, put actual numbers to it. Put actual numbers to it. If you want to own your own dream home, how much would that cost? If you want a 90-minute massage every week, how much would that be every month? If you want to own your own private island, do some research and find out how much your ideal private island costs to buy and maintain. It might be less than you think. I remember researching private islands and finding one for 30 grand, and I was like, maybe mama will buy an island. It's like, you might do it, right? So the point is, come up with an estimate of what it would cost to maintain your financial freedom vision in reality. And you can even add in a cushion to cover taxes and stuff you haven't thought of. But once you know what your expenses are, then you know how much passive income you need to be financially free at that level of lifestyle, right? So if it costs $10,000 a month to maintain that lifestyle, you would need at least $10,000 a month in passive income to cover that, right? So how's that landing for you? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. It's all making sense so far. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So for now, come up with a rough estimate of how much passive income you would need to be financially free. I encourage you to actually write down a number because we're going to do something with it. Okay? We're going to start building your financial freedom plan. And if you're not sure, let me ask you, if I gave you $5,000 a month, would that be enough? Could you live on that? I feel like, yeah. Well, you can use that. If you're like, no, well, then how about 6,000? Or 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Like keep going until you hit a number where you feel like, yes, I could totally live on that, right? So use that number for now, but definitely write it down. Let me know in the chat when you've got it. You can write the actual number or just yes, or I've got it, whatever your words are. 10K USD, great. Net, perfect. Okay. 10K, oh, 10K is a popular number. All right, great. One, okay, it's got some skills, knows how to live on one. I like it. So now you know how much passive income you need. How do you get more passive income? You ready for this? There are two main types of passive income. Oh, $150,000 monthly. Okay, I love that. Awesome. So the first type of passive income, two types. The first type comes from buying assets that get your money working for you. If you've ever put money into a savings account and gotten interest on your money, that's passive income. You've had this experience. Now, to get your money growing faster, you may consider investing in mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, bonds, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, businesses, vending machines, real estate. There's so many options. But basically, this is the golden goose model of creating passive income, where you're putting money into a golden goose that'll give you the golden eggs. Do you remember the story of the goose that laid the golden eggs? So it's like that. So you grow a big enough golden goose that you can live off the golden eggs. So how big of a golden goose do you need? Well, it depends on how much passive income you need to support your lifestyle. And it depends on what kind of a return you can get on your investments. That's called your ROI, return on investment. If you're working with a big box financial advisor like Charles Schwab, Edward Jones, Morgan Stanley, they'll probably tell you to start with the 4% rule. So raise your hand if you're familiar with the 4% rule. No, okay, well, I will share. Okay, the 4% rule says that you can withdraw 4% of your total investment portfolio in the first year of retirement, or in this case, the first year of financial freedom, and that dollar amount stays the same each year adjusted for inflation With this approach, your risk of running out of money over a 30-year retirement is very low. So basically, the 4% rule says that you should be able to sell off 4% of your investments each year without worrying about running out of money or outliving your money. So let's say that you need $10,000 a month in passive income to be financially free. If you need $10,000 a month in golden eggs, how big of a golden goose do you need? Well, anytime we're talking about a rate of return, like 4%, we're talking about an annual percentage. That's for the whole year. So the first thing you want to do right now is take your monthly amount and times it by 12 to get the annual amount. So take your monthly amount and times it by 12. In our example, $10,000 a month times 12 is what? $120,000 a month, right? So take your monthly amount times it by 12. So in this case, you would need $120,000 a year in golden eggs. Now, how big of a golden goose do you need to get $120,000 a year in golden eggs? If you're using the 4% rule, $120,000 is 4% of what? And here's how you would do the math on that. You take your annual number divided by 0.04. Take your annual number divided by 0.04. That's how you do the math on percentages. So if you had a $3 million golden goose giving you 4% a year in golden eggs, that would give you $120,000 a year in golden eggs. Okay. Are you with me? So you should now have some really big number. Are you okay? Did you take your annual number divided by 0.04? Okay, awesome. So now you have a big number. And it might even feel like, holy cow, that's too big. That's okay. We're going to work with this. So in that case, the $3 million, or whatever, that's your magic number. That's how much you need in investments to become financially free with $10,000 a month of passive income if you're going to use the 4% rule. Now, if you don't like the 4% rule, I don't like it because you need way too much money to make it work. But that's what's out there. So I wanted to start with that. Some people prefer to use 3%. Okay, that's painful for me, but whatever floats your boat, right? As you increase your financial education and you get better at investing, you might be comfortable with 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, even 10%, 20%, 30%, or more, which means that you wouldn't need as big a golden goose to get you the golden eggs you need, right? Like, let's say you could get an 8% return. Well, then you would only need a $1.5 million golden goose. If you could get a 16% return, then you would only need a $725,000 golden goose. You with me? So by getting your golden goose laying more golden eggs, you can compress those timelines and become financially free more quickly. So what if you don't have $3 million? That's okay, because we're going to get to the second type of passive income in a moment that doesn't require any money to get started. But if you do have some amount of golden goose, then the next step is to figure out how to best invest that money for passive income. And a huge misunderstanding about passive income that leaves even savvy investors with big money leaks in their portfolios is thinking that passive income has to show up in the form of a regular dividend or check. So I want you to imagine that this is your mindset. You're like, I need passive income, passive income, passive income. And you're like, it needs to be like a direct deposit or a check or a yield. What are you going to do? You're going to focus on investing in assets that have a dividend or yield, right? Like bonds, dividend stocks, annuities. And there's nothing wrong with those investment vehicles, but you want to use the right tool for the right job, and most people aren't. So if that happens, then you're massively slowing down the growth of your money without even realizing it. Have you ever gone to like hang a picture and you're trying to put a nail in the wall? What's the tool you want for that? A hammer, right? Boom, boom, done, right? Let's say you can't find a hammer. Have you ever done this? Have you ever found like a screwdriver or scissors and you're like holding on to the metal part of the screwdriver and you're trying to hammer in the nail with the screwdriver handle? I've done that. If you have, don't the heel of your shoe. There you go. So it's it's not like you can't do it. It's just it's not as effective, right? And so having worked with tens of thousands of entrepreneurs and having looked at like countless investment portfolios, what I can share with you is that the vast majority of people are doing the equivalent of trying to secure their financial future with the end of a screwdriver when what they need is a hammer. Okay, and this is part of it, is not understanding how your golden goose sustainably turns into golden eggs. So Sandy, imagine that you have $1 million golden goose, like $1 million in investments, stocks, bonds, real estate, and on average, it's giving you 4% a year in golden eggs in rental income, dividends, some amount that you're selling off. Well, that gives you $40,000 a year in passive income in golden eggs without killing the golden goose. So the idea is, with the goose that laid the golden eggs, you want to enjoy the golden eggs without harming the goose, because you want it to keep laying the golden eggs, right? So one of my VIP financial coaching clients shared that he was bored with his stock market investments because all they did was grow, and he wanted something that gives him passive income. So I pointed out to him, and I'm pointing out to you, that growth in value still quote unquote counts as passive income. You just need to sell off some shares and take the money out to be able to spend it. This is something that, like, almost everybody's missing. They're just accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, and they have no idea what that means in terms of passive income, and no idea what that means for their financial future. And they're like, do I have enough? How much is enough? Am I on track? And it's just like confusing and terrifying, you know? And even once they get there and they like officially retire, they don't want to spend any money, because what if they need it? Well, what was the point? What was the point of working, investing your whole freaking life, and now you're not going to take the golden eggs? Like, that's you know. So this is how you sustainably turn the golden goose into golden eggs, into passive income, right? And this model is one of the ways that I've helped clients become free in a matter of months when they didn't know if they'd ever be able to make it happen. I had one woman attend my event who was living in California at the time, and her dream, her financial freedom vision, was she wanted to retire and live in Hawaii. Once she understood the financial freedom formula, she realized that she could sell her house in California, invest the money for passive income, and move to Hawaii. And she decided to go for it. Just a few months later, she was living her financial freedom vision. Like, I love that. That's so inspiring. So if you have a decent sized golden goose to work with, then it's really important that you learn how to invest wisely and follow proven strategy, so you're being a good steward of your money. But even if you're just getting started, I still encourage you to grow your golden goose while also using the strategies you're going to learn in a minute that don't require any money to get started, because you don't need a ton of money to get started with your golden goose. I started with $50 in a savings account, over 20 years ago, when I was working at Starbucks and studying for my real estate license. So it doesn't have to be big or scary. Can I share my first example of a passive income asset other than like a savings account or certificate of deposit? Deirdre, you're nodding. Thank you. Thanks, Darren. Have you ever seen one of these? One of these little candy machines with two sides? I bought one of those for $500. And I filled it with M&Ms. I put it in the lounge at my fencing club. I used to be nationally ranked in the Olympic sport of fencing. I was at my club training 4 or 5 days a week anyway, so I got to calculate the cost of a single M&M and figure out how many M&Ms I wanted to give the other fencers for their 25 cents. And since I then knew my profit margin per sale, I discovered that I was making an average of $25 a month in passive income after donating 10% back to the junior fencing program. So if you do the math on that, that is a 60%, 60% return on investment. If you could get a 60% return on investment, then you would only need a $200,000 golden goose to give you $10,000 a month in golden eggs. So do you see how we can like accelerate these things? Which I think is pretty cool. So if you want to grow your golden goose faster and generate more passive income, what do? Well, you explore how you can generate more money or free up more money to invest. In other words, grow a bigger golden goose, right? And you explore how you can get a better return on investment, get your golden goose laying more golden eggs. So number one, financial freedom vision. Number two, buy assets. That might be all you need. If that's not all you need, then that leads us to step three. Because the problem with only focusing on the golden goose strategy of buying assets is that if you're getting started later in life and you don't have the $3 million or whatever, you might think, oh my God, like I'm never going to get there, unless I magically come up with an idea for the next Google, and I don't I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, right? That magic number just feels so out of reach. So that's why the second type of passive income is so important. And how this works is the second type of passive income comes from creating your own passive income stream, which you can do with little or no money. You create assets. So instead of investing money, you're going to be investing your time, energy, creativity to generate passive income or even semi-passive income. Now, semi-passive income means putting some ongoing time and energy into it, but really, like, that's the case with most things, right? Even passive income from real estate isn't as passive as a savings account that just sits there. Even if you have a property manager, you still have to manage the manager. There's always some hassle factor that you have to consider, but it's worth it because now your money is working hard for you with only minimal time and energy from you. So, can I share some examples to get your creative juices flowing? Yes? Okay, awesome. I think these ideas will dovetail really nicely with your current business, and you might already be starting to do some of them so we can optimize them. So, one really easy way to get started is to become an affiliate of another person or company that you believe in and promote their products and services. So think about what is your overarching niche, money, health, relationships, beauty, and then think about other programs, products, and services that complement what you do. Those might be really good affiliate relationships, especially if it's something that you use yourself and you really love. I'll pop the link to our affiliate program in the chat in case you want to check it out. Like if you help people get clients and make money, well, having me come in and teach them how to manage and grow it, that's like a match made in heaven. But even if you're like in the relationships or health niche, like money touches everything. So we can explore how we might be able to joint venture together, if that's something you want to look at. But even if, well, everybody here has their own business, but you can even think about things that you just love and use yourself, even if it's not like directly related to your niche, you can find ways to work it in. And if it's something like Kartra, do you know Kartra? It's a CRM, like an all-in-one online marketing thing for email management, websites and stuff. If you're a Kartra affiliate and you refer somebody, they keep paying you every month as long as that person stays with Kartra. And if you have a CRM, you might know the pain of switching CRMs. I have, it's like once you're up and running with the one, you don't really like it. It's a big deal to cancel or switch. So that creates an ongoing stream. But even if it's an affiliate program where you're only getting paid one time, you can set up a business system inside your business to be promoting it consistently so that it ends up creating more consistent income over time for you. So, for example, we have an evergreen JV promo campaign where once people get to a certain point in our list, I'll be like, hey, well, meet Deirdre, and then a week or two later, meet Dawn, and over time I can slowly be sharing other resources that I've found that can be helpful for them on their journey, and so even if Deirdre's only paying a one-time commission, because I'm consistently sending her people every month, then I'm consistently getting affiliate commissions on the other end every month. I wish more people thought like this, okay? I try explaining this to my entrepreneur friends, and it's always like, support my launch, and I'll support your launch. And I'm like, but you know what would be sexier? Sending each other leads automatically and constantly forever. Like it's a good idea. Take it and run with it, is what I'm saying. So are you already an affiliate of at least one other company or person? No, it's almost always free to sign up. So that's something to look into. Like anything that you already love yourself, see if they have an affiliate program. And then as somebody who's in business for yourself, one of the easiest and potentially most lucrative is to add some kind of ongoing membership program. This is also an easy way to get started with no money out of pocket because you can start with free tools like free conference calling, shorter Zoom calls, creating a Facebook group. Ideally, you want to create a program that your clients want to be in forever because they love having the ongoing support. But the good news for you is, guess what? If you want long-term success in anything, health, money, relationships, beauty, parenting. If you want long-term success in any endeavor, what's the number one key to success? Ongoing support. Ongoing support. So provide that for your people, right? And you want to design it in a way that it gives them the support they need and is very valuable for them, but is still semi-passive for you. And you also want to set it up so that it complements and doesn't compete with your other offerings. But when you set it up right, so good. Like, can I give you an example? Okay, so my mom is a Michael channel. Her name's JP Van Hall. She is not very good at technology. She is not very good at marketing, but she's good at channeling. And she created this manifestation group. She just calls it manifestation group. And it's for people who want to manifest more whatever, right? Like money, relationships, whatever people want to work on manifesting. So it's $97 a month. She lets up to 40 people in and it fills up and people just re-up year after year because there's only so many spots. So $40 a month times about 97, she's making about $4,000 a month from this. Okay. She leads one call a month. It's not even a Zoom call. Okay. It's a conference call because she gets intimidated from the computer. So you could hear all the star sixes and everybody's just on their phones. And then she has a Facebook group. So one call a month and a Facebook group, $4,000 a month. That is so awesome. You can totally do that. It's not 100% passive, but like when you consider what would it take to have $4,000 a month in passive income from real estate versus the ongoing membership program? Oh my God, this is so much easier. And there's no bank qualifying, there's no tenants, there's no liability. You don't have to come up with a big down payment. Like this is so much more accessible, you know? So I hope you'll take that and run with it as well. And then I want to give you one more idea, which is to start your own YouTube channel. This is something I just added to my repertoire in 2021, and I'm super excited about it. I just love making YouTube videos. It's part of my artistic expression. And YouTube is interesting. Have you seen how YouTube will often show ads before a video, sometimes in the middle of a video? Yeah. Well, advertisers pay for those spots, right? And then YouTube will split the money with you once your channel is eligible. You have to have over 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of total watch time within a year. But once you have that, you get a percentage of the ad revenue. And that's just one way to monetize your channel. You can also mix and match with some of these other things that we're talking about. Now, to be fully transparent, launching a successful YouTube channel is a lot of work. Being a YouTuber can be a lot of work. It depends in part by what kind of content you want to create, because the type of content I like to create, it takes me and my team about 12 hours to produce each 10 to 15 minute video that you see on my channel. That's not passive, right? That's not passive at all. But every single video I create is a little asset that can continue to make me more and more passive income over time. And in fact, when I took a year and a half off from posting on YouTube to have my second kid, people kept watching my videos and clicking my links. I'm like, hallelujah. This is what I wanted. So just like starting your investment account, it might not seem really exciting at first, but there's a compounding effect similar to investments. Like one of my colleagues just started his channel about 5 years ago and just working part-time another job. And within 5 years, he got to the point where he's now making over $1 million a year just from ad revenue. So awesome. So those are just a few creative ways to generate passive income from scratch. Of course, there's tons of other ways to do it, but I hope you're feeling inspired about what's possible. The bottom line is the less money you have to invest, then the more you have to be willing to contribute time, energy, creativity to generate passive income, but you can still do it. So Deirdre asked, like a subscription, right? Your ongoing membership program could be a subscription. I wouldn't call it that, because raise your hand if you really want to sign up for another subscription. No. But being a member of an association or being in a program or being in a mastermind group or being part of a community, those are all like very attractive things. I'm in probably at least 10. I'm in Benicia Mom's group. I'm in like 5 masterminds and all of that. I'm just like, here's my money every year, you know? So there is something in the positioning of it. You don't want to be like, hey, buy your subscription, because nobody wants to buy a subscription. But if you're like, hey, claim your spot, is one of the 40 spots yours? Do you want to renew or risk losing your spot? Now that's a different conversation, right? That's called marketing and positioning. But now what I would love to do is share the essential keys to success with both types of passive income and how to get more of each and accelerate your journey to financial freedom. So I want to introduce you to my Wealth Accelerator system, which has 4 parts: mindset, education, systems, and strategy, or MESS for short, since most of us are a hot mess when it comes to money. But in this case, your mess is your key to creating financial freedom and wealth. When you embrace your mess and make an ongoing practice of up-leveling your mess, life gets easier and easier and easier. So let's break it down. When I talk about mindset, which is the M in mess, I'm talking about expanding your prosperity consciousness. This is the inner game of money, the emotional, psychological, and spiritual side. I love this quote by Unity Minister Eric Butterworth. He says, prosperity is a way of living and thinking and not just money or things. And poverty is a way of living and thinking and not just a lack of money or things. So when you cultivate that way of living and thinking, it's easier to attract more wealth than if you're living in scarcity and fear, right? And when it comes to money mindset, there's always like another level to break through, another level of the onion or the parfait to dig into. So I encourage you to make this an ongoing practice. And then when I talk about education, which is the E in mess, I'm talking about increasing your financial education. This is the outer game of money, learning specifically how to make, save, manage, invest, and protect your money. So if you're here, you've probably had some level of formal education. What did they teach you about money in school? If you're like most of the entrepreneurs I worked with, the answer is not much. You may even have some level of professional education, like a license or degree or certification. What did they teach you about money there? Again, like probably not a lot, right? So if you're not going to learn about money in your formal or professional education, where do you learn about personal finance? Where are you going to get a financial education? Most people were only taught one way to make money in school, which was what? Sell your time, right? Is that necessarily the most effective way to make money? It's not. And while you probably know you should save more, very few people have the systems and structures set up in their lives to make that happen consistently. 97% of people approaching retirement age in the United States don't have enough money or aren't on track to be able to retire and support the life they want. So it's very rare that people are saving enough and also managing and investing. It's important to learn how to get your money working for you by managing and investing it wisely. You can hire a financial advisor, but there's a difference between delegating and abdicating responsibility. When it comes to your money, you can get support, but you are ultimately responsible for your future. And then learning to protect your money means discovering how to pay the legal minimum on your taxes, so you have more money going to your assets instead of the government. It also means protecting your estate from estate taxes when you die and lawsuits while you live. And as you increase your financial education, then you discover how to earn great returns, hedge against risks and losses, how to realistically reach your financial freedom goals so you can enjoy actually living that vision. And then that brings us to the first S in mess, which is systems, specifically your money systems. Most people are not born knowing how to manage money well. So if you ever feel like you haven't managed money well in the past, you're in good company. That just means you're human. So if you've ever had any shame about not managing your money well, I invite you to take a deep breath and shake it off now. Because nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You just didn't have the right systems in place yet. It's so weird. Our natural human behavior and the way our brains are wired work against us when it comes to growing money. So the solution is to put systems in place that work with our natural human behavior instead of trying to overcome it. And then that brings us to the second S in mess, which is strategy, specifically your investment strategy, which means having a clear plan based on real data for protecting and growing your money. Because if you don't have a clear strategy, then what happens? Investing is really scary. It just feels like gambling, like Russian roulette. Like, what the heck? I worked so hard for this money and now like it might just all go away. Like, no, you know? And so I've worked with people who were so scared of losing their hard-earned money that they just like kept it in cash for years. So now not only is it not growing and working hard for them, but they're actually losing money every year to inflation, right? Um, so that's why it's important to learn a clear investment strategy. You know what's going on with your money. You can tell if you're on track to reach your goals. If you're working with a financial advisor, you can tell if they're earning their keep or not. One mistake a lot of people make is telling their financial advisor that they want something medium risk or something green or socially responsible is an investment strategy. And I think it's great if you only want to invest in green or socially responsible companies or funds, but that's part of your investment criteria. It's not a strategy. And when investors say that they want something low risk or medium risk, what do they really mean? They don't want to see a lot of what's called price volatility. Because they don't want to see the price go down, right? It scares them to see the price go down. And so, what I want you to understand is that there's a difference between volatility and risk, like a roller coaster, right? A roller coaster is volatile, it goes up and down. But as long as you stay on the ride until the end, the risk of getting hurt is minimal. So if you have a clear understanding of your strategy and you see that even with some volatility, you can safely grow your money faster, meaning the risk of losing money is minimal or as minimal as possible. Well, now, wow, you can get your money growing a lot faster and you don't need as big a golden goose to become financially free. So this lack of financial education and systems and strategy costs investors a ton of money. You know, did you know that 98% of professional money managers can't beat just the overall stock market net of fees? So this is like their whole purpose in life is to beat the market, and 98% of them can't do it. And so most cases, people are paying a premium for underperformance. It's infuriating, you know, because we've been taught, oh, it's so complicated, or I don't have the time, or I don't understand math, or whatever. They want you to think that so that you will give your power and your money over to them, the Wall Street bros who have designed these models to benefit their income streams and not necessarily what's best for you. So, learning your own investment strategy, even if you want to work with a financial advisor, is really important. And the problem is, most of us didn't get a good financial education in school or at home growing up. So, that's why it's so important to make it a priority now, because little tweaks can make a huge difference over time, sometimes hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars of difference. So that's why I created Financial Freedom 101. And I'd love to share a little bit about it now, if it's okay with you, so you can see if this feels like a good continuing education next step from here. Would that be okay? Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, Financial Freedom 101 is for you if you want to finally understand money and investing so you know your financial future is secure, even if you stop working. Whether you want to stop working or have to stop working, money's handled. It's not for you if you think money's evil, it's bad to have money, or it's not spiritual to have money. Financial Freedom 101 is an experiential online immersion event where in just 3 days, you're going to get the skills, the tools, and the money systems that you need to be financially free forever. It is online on Zoom, just like this. I'll be right here unless the internet goes down in my area. And over the 3 days, I will be walking you step by step through what I call your entrepreneurial wealth blueprint, which is how all of your money systems fit together to turn your business into a vehicle for creating wealth, not just generating income. So it'll all start with your profit plan, creating consistent and abundant income. And then we'll go into how do you manage your cash flow? How do you manage your money? What's your investment strategy? And then you'll have all the systems put together. So this event, it is an awesome standalone event. We're not like holding anything back and like, if you really want to know how then you need to sign up for this other thing. Like, you will leave with all your money systems in place. It's a wonderful experience. So over the 3 days, I'll guide you through the wealth accelerator system. So you'll up level your mess, you'll expand your prosperity consciousness, increase your financial education, receive done for you customizable money systems, and you will leave with a clear investment strategies. So you can see all the details, including event dates, on my website at Real Prosperity Inc. And after 3 days, you will be equipped to not only make more money, but get your money working hard for you. And you'll have the skills for the rest of your life. So in terms of investment, time investment, 3 days. Financial investment, tuition for the entire event is $14.97. So think of all the time and money that you've invested in your formal education, in school growing up, and in your professional education, your business education, and ask yourself, is $14.97 and 3 days an appropriate amount to invest to finally get my money stuff dialed? Obviously, I think so. This event does come with a guarantee. If you attend the event and you don't feel it was worth at least 10 times the investment, just let us know and we will refund you completely and immediately. Fair enough? All right. Now I want to share something special because you attended this training because you're part of EIN and you're here and you stayed all the way to the end because you are a rock star. Iman and Robert and I want to match your commitment because you're already investing in yourself. And how we want to match your commitment is we want to give you a special deal on Financial Freedom 101, but you need to use the magic link because it is actually $14.97 on my site. So here is the magic link to use. It is realprosperityinc.com/Robert Evans, realprosperityinc.com/Robert Evans. And when you go to that link, you use that magic link to claim your ticket. You will not have to pay $14.97. In fact, we're going to give you a full scholarship. We're going to give you a full scholarship. Yes. So let me show you what the process looks like. So here's the page. There's Robert and I looking cute. In addition to helping you make more money in your business, we also want to support you to grow and protect your money. That's why we're giving you a bonus ticket. So you are getting this as a bonus for being in EIN. And you can bypass the $14.97 tuition on this site and come on full scholarship. You just put in your contact information, your mailing address, click the gold button, and you are in. Robert and Iman gave you the hookup. The reason we ask for your mailing address is because we're going to send you this beautiful box of workbook and custom training materials to support you before, during, and after the event. So that's why we ask for that. And we only want to send it if you're, actually planning to come. If you don't want the box, that's fine. Let us know. Everything is also available digitally, but we want to set you up for success. When you get your box, there are some rip and reveal envelopes in it. The first one says to open immediately. So open immediately, and you can start getting results right away, even before the event. It also includes 2 corks. That's not an accident. These are for an experiential exercise on Friday, so don't throw the corks away. You'll need them. I mean, I guess you could throw them away, but it's not an accident. That's actually for something that we're doing. So that's also on the next page. You'll be able to bring a friend or a partner with you for free because here's the thing. We want to support you to create generational wealth. We want to support you to change your family tree. So if you have someone in your life that you handle finances with, or an adult child or a friend or a study buddy, like having that accountability built in when you go back to your regular life is helpful if you can swing it. I remember going to Thanksgiving at my uncle's house, and my family didn't want to talk about any of this. They didn't want to talk about investing. They didn't want to talk about real estate. They didn't want to talk about money, except for my aunt. And so my aunt and I would go and hide in the bathroom during Thanksgiving and talk about our real estate investments. And it meant so much to me that I had that one person in my life that I could talk to about this stuff, right? And so I want you to have that. So on the next page, you'll have the opportunity to bring a friend or partner or study buddy with you for free. So we went through the process, and you're already signed up. Yay! Fantastic! It'll be so fun to see you there. So whether you register for Financial Freedom 101 or not, my intention is that because of this training, you do something today that your future self will thank you for. And if you are coming to Financial Freedom 101, I promise you're going to get a lot out of it. It is a really spectacular experiential event, and the time flies by. So I'll share the link one more time in case you missed it. realprosperityinc.com/Robert Evans. I'm excited to see you there. Okay, I'm pausing right there just for clean recording, but we have a couple minutes if you have any. Oh, hey, there's Robert. If you have, I have a couple minutes for Q&A, so I'd love to answer any questions you have about anything that I shared, including my invitation to join me for Financial Freedom 101. So you can raise your hand or type in the chat if you have a question or aha. Because you are in EIN, we wanted this to be a real gift. We didn't want you to feel sold to. We wanted this to be something that is amplifying and supporting your journey with EIN. So not only are you learning to make a ton of money here, but now you have the tools to manage it and grow it as well. So I hope that that is received. And yeah, I'm excited to see you. So any other
And
questions?
Penelope, hi Penelope.
Hey, Robert, good to
Yeah,
see
good to
you.
see you. Sorry, I'm looking the way I look. I just got off a plane just a little while ago, as you know.
Iman told me,
Um,
yeah.
I love um I love what you do. I love what you teach. I think that the generosity of you giving people that scholarship to this event, because I know what this event can do for a business owner, for a person's life overall, is amazing. So I just really want to appreciate and thank you for that. So yeah, let's check. See, anybody have any questions for Penelope?
Or
You
if there
can
was,
raise your hand.
yeah,
Yeah,
or if there was a takeaway, like, oh, I
yeah, or
know my
share a takeaway.
now,
Yeah, there you go.
we always appreciate that. All right.
Very cool. I love it. So, oh, here we
Oh,
go. Deidre, you
Kristen
have a
said a question.
question? Let me
Oh, she
get,
can't unmute herself.
there you go. There you
Okay.
go, Deidre. You should be able to do it now.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you.
hey.
Thank you so much, Penelope, for this presentation today. It's been really enlightening. Some of the stuff I'm already have been working on, which is great. So I'm excited to add to what I've already got going on. I had a question about the affiliate programs and relationships. So I'm a lactation consultant.
Nice.
And I have like this moral thing of like, I don't want to be selling stuff to all these moms because they're
Okay.
already getting that. Like, what would that look like of me like sharing a product that I like and doing it like tastefully? Like, do you have like a
Well,
small quick
yeah,
tip?
so my tip is instead of thinking about selling something to moms, think about sharing a resource.
Okay,
Because
that's a
as a
good
mom of
way.
two kids, I will tell you, I would want to know what are the best books I should read? What's the best diaper clutch? What vitamins should I get to increase my milk supply? Like, I want those recommendations.
Right.
I
Okay.
very badly. I want those recommendations. And if it's somebody's affiliate link, like great, I help them too. Like I don't mind that at all. If you feel a little bit weird about it, you could say, in all transparency, I am an affiliate because I really believe in their products. And if you end up buying something, I might get a commission. If you don't want that, here's the direct link. You could
Okay.
include both links. But I mean, hopefully you only promote things that you believe in and
Right.
you let people know I do happen to be an affiliate, but I'm sharing this because I think it is awesome.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you for
and one idea is also you could create a resources page for your clients
Yep.
to have the affiliate links in there,
Okay.
with a transparency statement. And instead of you going, hey, go buy this product, you go, hey, I've gathered together these resources of all
Oh,
these
yeah.
different things that can help. And on that page it says, by the way, I do make a commission off of anybody that clicks on these links, to so you know. So that could also be a easy way of doing it without the sales,
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yay. Love it.
All right. Thank you, Deidre. All right. Well, we are at the end of our time here. Penelope, you were awesome. I just text Shannon. I said, Shannon, oh my God, I got this other thing coming up, the Lifestyle Business Mastery event
Yeah.
that's coming up. You're perfect for it. I love you in our community. And I appreciate you taking the time here to be in here with Entrepreneurs International Network. So we are going to be sharing this recording with everybody afterwards. We do send out a link to the recording. And just make sure we also put the link to get the ticket in with that. So if you still want to take advantage of scholarship to her Penelope's event, then you should absolutely do that. But I would recommend you click on it right now. So I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to click on that link, open it up on your browser, and make sure you register for that. Penelope, you're amazing. I appreciate you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you. And especially for everybody who, had your video on, or if you didn't have your video on, you were like sharing in the chat. Like I really appreciate it. This is just a wonderful, engaged, warm, friendly community. And it was really great to get to connect with you. Hey Don, thank you. Yeah, really appreciated getting to see you on video. Robbie says, "How did you find Robert and partner up?" Man, we've been in each other's worlds for quite a while.
Yeah, just through the most effective marketing strategy that you can use, and it's relationship building and joint venture collaboration. So of course I met you through Shannon, that I of course know Rachel Jane Groover, and it's all so yeah, it's just us being in each other's world for a long
Yeah,
time.
I feel like we kind of circled, kind of
Yeah,
circled for a while. Like we were in the similar communities and networks
yeah,
and knew similar people, and then this year really we were like, we need to do stuff together.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad that we are. I'm glad
Yeah.
that we are. We're definitely doing it because this is such an important message for entrepreneurs to hear, because it's
Yeah.
often the thing that's most overlooked when they're out there just really trying to build their business. And sometimes they're building their business in a direction that's not really serving their future, right? And I
Yeah.
love that you really kind of help them figure out that foundation and start thinking about those things that are important for them to be able to walk away one day and enjoy life, right?
What I see a lot of is in our industry, Robert, is just a huge focus on revenue,
Yeah.
which fine. I like I like making millions of dollars. Okay, can I just say that? Like, it's fun to be a seven-figure business owner. It's fun to be like, yeah, I'm in the top 2% of women income earners in the United States. Like, I like the bragging rights. But at the end of the day, like, it's not how much you make, it's what you do with it, right? How
Yeah.
do you get it to grow for you? And this is something I don't hear many people talking about. And sometimes when I dig a little deeper with seven and even eight-figure entrepreneurs, they're like, oh yeah, no, we're not profitable. I'm like, you make $1 million, you make $10 million, and none of that is profit. Like, ouch, ouch,
Yeah.
and they're like building their brand or building their platform. It's fine. And like, I believe in reinvesting in your business. I do. And, but at the same time, you want to manage what resources you do have well, and ultimately be building wealth outside of your business as well. Because like some people think, I don't know, they're going to sell their business or something, but 9 out of 10 businesses don't sell. So I think that that's kind of a risky proposition, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm happy that we're having this conversation.
I am too. I'm glad that you are the one that's leading the charge there too.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Penelope. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.